right, guys, welcome back to Downtown Rams. As always, I'm your host, Alexis Kraft, joined here with my co host, Jake Ellenbogen, and we are continuing with our 2022 NFL Draft Prospect interviews. And joining us on the show today, we have Jonathan Ford, defensive lineman from the University of Miami. Jonathan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. How are you guys, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good. We're excited to talk with you and, happy to have you here.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
And to start this off, we're going to take it to the beginning. We're just curious, what got you into the game of football?
It's crazy how everything played out. When I was younger, my pops, he always had this vision for us. And growing up, I always used to play football out in the streets with my friends. We'd just always be around the neighborhood just playing around and stuff, but I never really wanted to play the real game because I always wanted to just play with my friends. So my dad, he ended up putting us in football at a young age. At the age of 6, I started playing, and I used to cry and stuff because I didn't want to go to practices. I used to try to stay around my mom and stuff so he wouldn't have to take me to practice because I just wanted to play football in the streets. But as I grew up or whatever, and I started, learning the game more, it became fun for me and it became something I really wanted to do.
No, absolutely. The crying was definitely a nice little thing that you threw in there. But what would you say, growing up, if there is one that, stands out, did you have a favorite NFL player?
Growing up, I'm going to say this. I started really paying attention to football around the age of I want to say 9. So I always, liked players from the University of Miami. It was a coincidence because my uncle, he used to always play University of Miami videos and stuff, the hype videos and stuff like that from the 01 team and stuff. And I just took a liking to Ed Reed and Sean Taylor and all those type of dudes because I used to play with them on Madden all the time. And I didn't know they all went to University of Miami, Andre Johnson and all these guys. So once I grew up a little more and I noticed all of these dudes went to the University of Miami, it kind of blew me away. And I was like, wow, I want to go there.
Well, that kind of answers my next question, because my next question was going to be, what drew you when it came time to play in college to the University of Miami?
Yeah, it's my uncle. We used to sit in the living room all the time, and he'll literally just play the videos. I don't know if that was his way of telling us, hey, if y'all want to play ball, y'all need to go to the U or what. But he used to always just play these videos, and me and my brother will sit there and we'll look at him. And we were so amazed on how good the team was. So that was somewhere I always I never really cared about other schools like that. I always wanted to just play at Miami.
No, of course. And, now I'm going to ask you, say from my perspective, if I was, and I'm not saying I am, but say I was hypothetically a prospect or a recruit that was considering going to Miami, how would you pitch, going to Miami to me?
I'll tell you, you want to stay, if you're from home. Okay, so are you from South Florida or you're a kid that's on the West Coast?
I'm a kid in Oklahoma.
You're a kid in Oklahoma. Okay, so
yep.
What I would tell you
in this scenario. I'm in upstate New York. I'm nowhere near Oklahoma, but in this scenario, we'll just say Oklahoma.
Got you. Okay, so what I tell a kid like you is, man, if you want to go to a school that got brotherhood, you want to go to a school that's fun, you want to go to a school of guys that works hard and guys that are passionate. Where else would you want to go? With a rich traditionalist University of Miami, you come to a school like this, man, and you have a chance to compete, every day to win out your job. A lot of these dudes, they want to go play at schools where they can just probably step in and play right away. But at the U, it's a lot of competition, and it's been like that for the longest. So for a kid that's from Oklahoma, it's nothing. You can't compare Oklahoma to University of Miami, period. So you want to leave Oklahoma and come play at the U and live in Miami and live in a nice city? Come to Miami, man.
It's a great pitch. It's me.
Sold me, the hypothetical student athlete over here.
There we go. But also, part of playing at the University of Miami is you play against a lot of really tough competition.
Right.
You get to go up against a lot of really good guys. Is there anyone that stands out to you from your college career as someone who was like the real deal and like tough to go up against, like the most talented guy that you played against?
Okay, yeah, I played against some like real good offensive lines. I mean, out of okay, in my conference, the toughest offensive line I probably played against was Virginia. Like hands down, those guys were tough. They played hard. They were smart, and they brought it every play. Those are like the toughest guys I played against. Out of my conference, of course, we played out of Alabama. They had a great offensive line as well. Those guys were tough, also smart, and they also brought it every play. But I give that to Virginia because, those guys, they brought it. Every time we played Virginia, there was a tough team.
No, I mean, I absolutely agree with that. Now, I got to ask you just a real quick question that was just off the top of my head. I was wondering because we're talking to a Miami guy here. So, like, have you ever worn that turnover chain before?
It's crazy, man. I've been this close, man. Like, I got a funny story. I remember my junior year, it was a guy I was playing with, Pat Bethel. So Pat, okay, so Greg Russo, he came through and he strip sacked the quarterback. The ball comes out. I literally landed on the floor by the ball, and me and Pat are literally like fighting for the ball. Like, hey, it's me, give me the ball. And he like, no. And I'm like, just give me the ball, it's me. He ended up taking the ball. He ended up getting the turnover chain. I mean, that was my only opportunity to get it. And I was sick, man. Like, we got the ball. I was happy we got the ball back. But I was so sick, man, because I was like, dang, I want to wear the chain.
And you don't get a turnover chain if you force a fumble, right?
If you force it and you get it, yes, you get the turnover chain. But if you force the fumble and someone else get it, that person gets to wear the chain.
There's something about that I don't like. I feel like if you force the fumble, then you should be able to wear the chain. And then obviously the other guy, like if he picks it up, then he should, like, I don't know, you should take turns with that.
I mean,
it's just me. I mean,
that's why it's called a turnover, because if you force a fumble, the other team can get back on the ball and it's their ball again. Yeah. So what brings the turnover into it is that if somebody else falls on the ball and they turn the ball over, I mean, you just turned over ball, just turn over downs. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, is there a specific game during your college career that stands out to you as being your favorite?
Virginia 2020. Virginia Tech 2020. It was COVID. We had a lot of guys down from COVID. Like, we literally only traveled probably 4 defensive linemen, and one of them was a freshman who never played. So we had 3 experienced guys, but me and both of the starters, we took majority of the reps. So, we played almost every down. Like, the young guy came in for probably like 3 plays, and he was holding on, but I was like, man, I got to get back out there. I went back out and took him out. But that game, that was like my best game probably like in my career, I would say, just as far as the snaps I got, the plays I made, and just the fun it was, because you would think for a guy like me that's, a bigger guy, bigger dude, you would think I'd be out there like winded, tired. But I brought it. Like, I brought it, and me and my guy, who was there, man, we played majority of the snaps, and it was like a fun game. I had a great game.
Now, Jonathan, as far as playing the defensive line position, any position on the defensive line, I got to ask you, what do you feel is the most important trait to, manning that position?
I feel like the most important trait is stopping the run. Like, if you can't stop the run, you can't get to the money downs, which is like the pass downs. So if you're out there on 1st and 10, and every time they hand the ball off and they get 10 yards, and it's 1st and 10 again, and 1st and 10 again, like, why are you out there? Like, that's something you should pride on, stopping the run. So that's something for me, especially being a bigger guy, that I like really take serious, and that's stopping the run.
For sure. And what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
I would say my strength and my mobility. Like I said, just being a bigger dude, a lot of people may look at me and say, hey, can this guy move? Can he do this? Can he do that? But I feel like anything a coach tells me to do as far as moving down the line and everything, I can do it all, as a bigger dude, and I can do it to, my best ability, and I can do it pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And, talking about, top traits and your strengths, let's pivot here. What is one thing that you feel you need to work on as far as, a trait that would impact your game?
I'll say my consistency, just being a player, when it's on, it's on. That's like with any player. But my thing is with me is like keeping it on like throughout the whole year, instead of like my game's going here, down, up, down, and I feel like that's like something I gotta really work on, Sorry about that. I feel like that's something I gotta really work on as a player. It's just my consistency.
Yeah, and this next question is just kind of a fun question. Is there any specific player that you want to go up against in the NFL if you had to pick one, whether it's an offensive lineman or a quarterback, maybe that you'd like to sack? Is there any one player that you're looking forward to playing against?
I mean, Brady's not in the league no more, so I mean, I can't say Brady. Hopefully, he comes back, but
Right.
He might. But a team, I just say a team that I would like to face is probably the Bucks. For some reason, I always like. I won't say I didn't like the Bucks, but I just always had this like thing against the Bucks that I just wanted to play against them once I got in the league. Hopefully they don't draft me. Hopefully this don't hurt me or nothing like that. But I just always want to play against the Bucks.
Well, that's that is certainly something. I mean, I'll save you here just so no one throws you on the bus. You want to play against that stout offensive line. Yeah. I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong. Ali Marpet has surprisingly retired at age 28, but they still got plenty of talent there. That's what you mean. If the Bucks do draft you, that's great.
If they draft me, man, I'm coming. Like, don't get it twisted. So any Bucks fan or coach or anybody see this and say, hey, you don't want to play here. Nah, I would love to play at the Bucks. So I'm not saying that.
He's not trying to Eli Manning you guys.
Nah, I ain't know.
Oh man. So, with that said, we talked about, what you most improve on, the things that you do really well, a trait. We're a Rams podcast. Got to ask you, have you met with the Rams yet?
Yes, I have. I actually met with the defensive line coach at Combine, and he was a great dude. He was a funny dude. He was straight to the point. I mean, you can tell he's about his business. You can tell he likes smart players. As any coach would want a smart player, but you can tell like his approach as far as a defensive lineman knowing his game and actually knowing what to do is something that's like real important to him. But he was a cool coach.
We love to hear that. We definitely love to hear that you've spoken to the Rams because we'd love for you to end up on the Rams, but we'll follow you no matter where you go, even if that is the Bucks. But, just to close this out here, in your own words, who is Jonathan Ford as a player and who is he as a person?
Well, I say Jonathan Ford as a player is somebody who's going to play 100% every down. He's going to play hard. He's going to run to the ball. He's going to give all he got to his teammates no matter what. Jonathan is a student of the game. He knows the game. He knows what to do. Jonathan is a player with a lot of passion. He plays with passion. And now as a person, he's very trustworthy. You can count on him anytime. I'm a guy you can call anytime you need to talk. I'm a guy that'll pour into you if I can. If something that I can help you with, I'll help you. I'm just a guy, just a chill guy that's just all about, family and close friends, that I can actually depend on and they can depend on me.
I mean, hey, that sounds like, we already knew because, we've been talking to you for, however many minutes now. And, we get the feeling that, you have that energy that is very infectious. I think it cranked up the interview a little bit. So we do appreciate your, enthusiasm there. So because of that, I got to ask, we've been talking football. Let's do a little bit of an icebreaker, but we're doing it like at the end of this interview here. Can you recommend Alexis and I a TV show and an album.
TV show. Okay. I like Power. Do you guys watch Power?
No, but it's been recommended to us by
Yes.
some other prospects. So it's on our list.
Do not, like, you can't pass up on that opportunity. If you guys got like a week just to catch up, I mean, Power been out for so long. So if you got a month to just dedicate to Power, just dedicate that month to Power and just watch. I'm telling you, you'd be blown away. Album, I'm like, I got an old soul. I like old music, but an album I can say is I like College Dropout by Kanye. That's like one of my all-time favorite albums. I don't know if you guys heard that album before, but that's something you guys should definitely check out. Very inspirational, you know. I love that album.
It's a classic.
It's what I actually know for once. normally Alexis knows. Normally the recommendations like that are given. I'm just not like that into like the mainstream. I mean, I guess I am to a degree, but I like, you know, rock and metal and you know, I don't really listen to a ton of rap, but I finally I know what you're talking about.
I was about to say, everybody listen to Kanye, man. Everybody got some Kanye in their playlist, man.
Yeah, definitely. And then this is the last one that I asked just for myself because Jake doesn't care.
Then this makes me weak. I mean, like
I need a snack recommendation because I love snacks.
I don't know why this
so
is
I have
funny.
Because everyone gives like these recommendations and I can write them down. And then whenever I want to go get a new snack to try, I have a whole list.
I'm an ice cream guy. So
hell yeah.
I love buttered pecan ice cream. I don't know, like a lot of people don't like buttered pecan. They feel like it's overrated. I love buttered pecan ice cream. It's like addictive. I mean, that's just something I can recommend you. And if you're not already eating it, but I love buttered pecan ice cream. Go
My grandpa loves butter pecan ice cream.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, he loves that. I like ice cream too, to be honest. Well, Jake, I know you do as well.
Yeah, I mean, I eat like a carton, like you ever get the Tillamook cartons that are like as big as that helmet right there? Like, just eat one of those and like.
When I get ice cream, my tubs will probably be like this big. I try to keep it real simple.
Oh, I hear you.
Can't be overweight, can't be, you know, just going crazy, but it's dangerous. Right. It's very
especially
dangerous. So.
Yeah, you give me a Netflix show or something. I'm sitting there eating ice cream out of the. I mean, that's just
right. It's like playing a game. You play the game and you don't notice you want it for like 10 hours. It's like eating your favorite snack. You eat it for so long, you're like, dang, man, I've been eating this for like 5 hours. I gotta chill. So
I know that's my problem too, is once I start eating, it's very hard for me to stop and I'll forget that I'm snacking on something. And then like an hour later, I'll be like, oh my God, I've been eating for like an hour.
Right.
So yeah. All right. Well, we got some good recs. Power is definitely on our list because we've heard really good things about it. The ice cream, amazing. College Dropout is amazing. Love that album. But thank you so much, Jonathan, for coming on the show. We will definitely stay in touch. Please let us know if you need anything and stay healthy on the rest of your journey towards the draft.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate y'all again for this opportunity, man. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And maybe we can do this again one day, you know?
That's the hope, man. You know, we'll stay in touch and you stay healthy and take care. We're rooting for you.
Man. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, later.